Alright everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be looking at the Neca Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, Godzilla. Now, I already reviewed the Shin Godzilla one, which I think is alright. You know, this one though is far, far more of a disappointment. Now, you could probably see a lot of things and be like, this looks really good. It doesn't look like there's any problems here. Well, I will get to that eventually. Without further ado, I guess I should add one more thing. Godzilla as a design is one thing that's always been tricky for me, because sometimes I like certain aspects about certain ones. Certain silhouettes look better than others. Again, I haven't seen too many of the movies, but I have seen a lot of the designs, and I don't know, there's just never one that truly jumps out and sticks to me, to be honest. A lot of them have great elements, but they're juxtaposed by bad elements, so I guess we can just dive right in, rip the band-aid off. So we start with the head, which is a very puppy dog, feline-esque. I don't know, it works in certain positions, but in other positions it just doesn't. You know, you go from this kind of cool menacing lizard to, oh my god, look, it's a little seal, guys. Oh my, the hecking god, it's a little seal puppy. Oh my god. Right? Just, I don't know, very not good. Oh, and here we go, since the camera's focused. See his eyes? That shine? That's not the camera. That's his fucking pupil. Yeah, the iris, the iris of the eye, the very small part. Yeah. That's all the way on the corner of his eye. Outside of, the ring in the eye, right? I'm forgetting the terminology, of course I am. This eye, it's normal. This eye, it's good. Now, yeah, at first it looks like it's just a reflection, but no, that's actually painted. That is as well. And, oh, wait, what the fuck is that? Oh, okay, this might be some paint chipping or some shit. I don't know. So, automatically, the NECA quality control was at their best. Was rearing their ugly head here. Unless, maybe this is how it was in the movie, I don't know. So, we got some kind of cool, admittedly, textures and scalings up, like sort of scales, ridges up there. Let's open that mouth. Pretty good mouth profile, I'd say. The rows of teeth, the tongue, the fangs. Pretty good, I suppose. We move down to the neck, and oh no. Some undone paint there. Look at that shit. I can't be the only one noticing that. Oh my god, they're barely even bothering trying to paint these. Look at that shit. Those spines are just not painted at all. What a shame. The texture work is really good, I'd say. I mean, well, not in the neck. The neck's actually got some pretty sloppy texture work. Got the neck ridges, which I'm pretty sure is where the actors were able to see from. So that's fine. I'm alright with that being there. Moving down to the torso, we got some, actually admittedly really good texture work here. Very well done, very well done. It's all black. It's black, and it's sort of got like gray black areas, but it's just black. Black, 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 kind of like a certain, how do I say this? I'll just say certain hyper cities, the certain, I guess, areas, So moving on. More shitty paint work done here. Just looks really uneven, really bad. No, I don't like that very much. But at least the spines look semi-decent. Oh no, what is that? More sloppy paint work. Wasn't NECA supposed to be like adult collector quality shit for affordable price? Yeah, but those Viet Congs were, working hard. Those unpaid children just slaving away only to get this thing for Christmas. you know, you got the arms. They just kind of look like a, you know, it looks almost like hair. It's so weird. It's like a sculpt. It's like it's sculpted so that it looks like scales, but it looks more like gorilla hair. So it just looks like a fucking silverback gorilla. Then you got the hands, which they're fucking blue. I don't know why. Again, unless there's something I'm missing here, but these are more of a ghastly white with sort of blue, slight blues, a slight blue tone to them, right? Barely noticeable. This shit's just like teal turquoise blue. It's just worthless coloring, I suppose. I go to the back here. Yeah, more spines. Oh yeah, let's look at these legs that we're never going to be able to pose, but I'll get to that. I don't know, I guess they're good. Giant, thick, kind of scaly. Yeah, more. And then the fat, wrinkled feet, you know. At least, you know, say what you will about NECA, at least their sculpt game is pretty decent, pretty good, especially compared to shit like Hasbro or even McFarlane. McFarlane's got good sculpt work. And oh my god, look. That one's just more blue than the others. I don't know, that one's a special spike, I guess. More shitty paint work. Look, it just looks like it's peeling off and it's faded. And it's always looked like this on the figure. You know, I mean, I've had this since 2018, but like, it's always looked like this. So the only paint thing there that wasn't was just a little bit on the mouth there. That's the only thing that this figure's picked up from over the years. And then we got a tail, and then this sad, pathetic excuse for a tail tip, as well as colors of the spines. Alright, for articulation, jaw hinge, pretty good. Head, not good at all. Does not look up or down at all. It only swivels and sort of tilts. Yeah, sort of tilts a bit. The neck is much better though. At least it, you know, moves mostly around, up, down, swivels, really good. Arms, okay, this is where shit gets horrific. So the arms, they're limited because of the sculpt and whatnot, so it just looks like he's aggressively trying to T-pose. That's fine, I guess, you know, forward, back. But what's weird is that he's got another bicep joint in there. What? And, you might not be able to see this, it's one of those. It's like they gave this, like, I don't know if that's supposed to be a double elbow joint then? Because it sure as shit doesn't work. You know? Maybe to a degree here. Let's try the other arm. Okay, it works here, but it's barely noticeable. See? Like, that is so useless. It just breaks the sculpt up for no reason, dude. Like, I'm not saying all figures need to have, like, perfect sculpts, but don't put articulation in places it doesn't make any sense. Like, that is just beyond reasonable. Just, wait, you know, it looks like it's a segmented part here, you know, it looks like a fucking cat turd has been attached to his arm. It's holding his arm together. So, yeah. Elbow goes out all the way, bends 45-degree angle. What do you expect? Hands, they're on a ball joint, but again, because the sculpt is so... Oh, look at that. That just popped right off. Yeah, you can only swivel it up, down. You don't get a choice. Hey, at least he's got bendable fingers, though. That's good. It's always nice to have bendable fingers. If only Hasbro brought that back. Torso swivels, admittedly good. Can't go up or down that very much at all. Like, I mean, I know you can see it like moving, but trust me, it's not good at all. He can't get much movement with it. And I know the actors in the suit, they couldn't move much, but for fuck's sake, it's a figure based off of Japanese IP, you know. That motherfucker should be doing somersaults and shit. I don't care if, you know, he waddled like he had shit in his pants, you know, like, again, articulation is always welcome on these things. The legs, this is where shit becomes a travesty now. They barely move out or in. They're pretty much just like swivel, but they're like hooked up this way instead of this way. So instead of going back and forth, it just does this. Just kicks it out. It makes no sense at all. So, you know, for anybody trying to do stop motion, it's just not going to look good at all. A bend, because, yeah, oh, here's another one of these joints. For some reason on this figure, these kinds of joints right here, they just don't move. It's impossible. Like, I feel like I'm gonna break it just trying to get it to cooperate here. Let's see, other leg, gonna do it? No. Nope. Well, at least the feet are on a ball joint. They swivel too. Just a swivel here. It doesn't move at all. It just swivels. And in every two sort of like segments, there's a ball joint for at least 2 pieces here. Pretty pathetic. And then you've got a bendy wire tail that is tough as hell to move because it is mostly fucking Christ. This figure. There we go. Yeah. So, final thoughts, final verdict. Just don't buy it. Look, if you find this appealing, that's good for you. I mean, objectively, the sculpt is pretty nice, like 80% of the figure. Articulation's ass. The paint is spotty when there's only 2 colors on this fucking figure, and they can't even do that right. You know, it's articulation's dog shit. No other ways to describe it. This is a fucking failure. Honestly, it's sad that the only way to buy good Godzilla figures are the expensive ass SH Monster Art shit. And I would review those if I had the money to. I would in a heartbeat. I would have bought so fucking many of them. But, you know, for the lower income brokies like me, you know, this is what people had to contend with, you know. Not anymore, thankfully, but, like, still, this is just... Man, Neca does better than this, you know. I mean, look at their alien line. Their alien line is, like, peak toy perfection. Genuinely some of the best shit ever. Neca has done better. They've done so much better. And yet, shit like this, still to this day, no, you thought this was just some one-off thing that happened in whenever the hell this figure came out, what, 2016, 17? Nah, they still fuck up like this, even to this day. So, with that said, don't buy it. Don't try to hunt it down. It's not worth your money. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.